Good afternoon, Your Honor. Do we have the Spanish interpreter on?
Um, I don't see Miss Chance. Oh, yes, no, I don't see Miss Chance Yan. Are we gonna have an interpreter this afternoon?
We're
Do you
supposed
know?
we're supposed to for Mr. Martinez.
Okay,
That's
He'll
position
probably log in on
six.
the shortly. Yeah.
okay. Mr. Jordan says they should be or logging on shortly, Norris. So as soon as they come on, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So we're going to proceed with position number three. This is going to be Miss Jacqueline Holmes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Holmes. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Can you hear me, Ms. Holmes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're doing this by video. Is that okay with you?
I mean, I was told this how it go. I was told this was your normal procedure.
So we haven't gotten that far yet, Ms. Holmes. My question to you is, we're doing this by video today. Is that okay with you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my understanding that she has said yes. Who's representing Ms. Holmes this afternoon?
His name is Keith Cook.
Mr. Ty, Mr. Cook?
It's
Who's
Mr. Cook,
representing?
Your Honor. It's Mr. Cook.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Cook is representing her.
thank you. Mr. Cook, can you hear me? Doesn't appear that Mr. Cook is able to hear
Having
me.
trouble with my audio is what he's saying.
Okay. You might need to log out and log back in.
I go to one of Miss Ty's cases. You know how she.
Okay, thank you.
And I requested a breakout for position 9, Peters. So if we can do that at the end, I would appreciate it.
We're going to go to position number 8, Mr. Anthony Neal.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Neal. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're doing by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Sure.
Thank you. Mr. Neal, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001920C with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history? Mr. Howard, good afternoon.
You got an open battery out of Superior Court. It's 23 CP 221060. Last arrest was in February for shoplifting. He went to the city jail for that. Then he got a shoplifting out of Cobb County as well. 2017 disorderly conduct conviction and 2010 arrest for shoplifting.
Okay.
Your
And
Honor,
history-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Your Honor, law enforcement responded to a shoplifting call at the CVS pharmacy located at 2555 Bolton Road, Atlanta. Upon arrival, officers spoke with an employee who explained that an unknown black male, later identified as the defendant, entered the location, walked to the detergent aisle, exited with a bottle of Gain and 2 bottles of Gain scent boosters with an approximate value of $47 total, passing all points of sale without paying for the items. The employee explained that this has been a frequent occurrence with this individual who constantly enters the location and steals detergent. The employee provided the officer with a photo of the defendant and he was then identified. At this point, the state is recommending a $1,000 surety bond, stay away from all CVS premises, and no drugs or weapons or alcohol while out on bond. And this case is in the process of being transferred to Superior Court, but at this point, it's not yet.
Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 57 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant and also stated this warrant is from November 27th of last year. As you heard from pretrial, he was arrested for shoplifting in February, and he tells me that he bonded out of the city jail on this same warrant, Your Honor. I don't see any other open cases after 2014 for theft by shoplifting. So I called the city of Atlanta
And it looks like it was the same citation number that he did already bond out. He got a signature bond there in February. I would think it would be for the same warrant, the same citation, unless there were more than one citation at that time, but he did bond out on a theft by shoplifting in February. Again, this is from November of 2023. I understand there's some history, Your Honor, but I think that this may be a duplicate warrant, so I'm asking for a signature bond through the jail.
Okay, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from all CVS's and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Neal. Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Cook, good afternoon.
I'm sorry, I was having trouble with my audio a moment ago. I do have an Adolfo Martinez who needs a Spanish interpreter. We requested that. I don't know if there's one available yet, but we would need a breakout for that.
Okay, Mr. Jordan had told me that she should be joining us soon.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, she's on. I mean,
Oh,
let me double check, because we did. Let me double check on it.
okay. So while we do that, can we go on? This is position number 3, Ms. Holmes, Mr. Cook.
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, and let's see, Ms. Holmes, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001915A with battery, family violence, and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
It's a 9th arrest on probation out of Gwinnett, death by conversion. Was arrested last year in Smyrna for obstruction that was dismissed. 2009 simple battery no.
Yes, Mr. Graham, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident took place on April 15, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a dispute call at 1631 Stanton Road, Southwest in Atlanta. Jacqueline Holmes physically attacked her father, Lee Jordan, and scratched his face, leaving open wounds. When the officer attempted to place her in custody, she attempted to flee and then began pulling her arms away when the officer tried to restrain her hands. I also saw that she has an active warrant out of Duluth for a probation violation. The state is requesting a $1,500 surety bond, $1,000 on the battery, and $500 on the willful obstruction, an anger awareness course. No further contact with Lee Jordan. Stay away from 1631 Stanton Road Southwest. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And our office has not been in touch with Mr. Jordan, but if we can solve for him at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Lee Jordan is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook?
Your Honor, we would be asking in this case for a signature only bond. And this location is her home. I don't know that she does not know specifically where else she may be able to go. So we would be asking for no further violent contact provision.
Have you spoken to Mr. Jordan?
I have not. I attempted to, but could not find him, Your Honor.
For the battery family violence, it'll be a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the obstruction, a $500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Given that no one has spoken with Mr. Lee Jordan, no further contact with Mr. Jordan, stay away from the Stanton Road address. She can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that she might have there. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Holmes.
You got it. We're gonna go. Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 11. Mr. Mikhail Varner or Michael Varner.
Good afternoon, Mr. Varner. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Varner, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001923C with battery, family violence, and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there a history? Mr. Howard?
8th arrest. Last arrest was for drug possession. Got a 2015 ag assault first offender, 2015 probation.
Judge, officers were dispatched to 320 Fairburn Road Southwest, apartment H8 in response to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, they spoke with a woman named Gabrielle Jackson, who's the victim in this case, who advised that she and the defendant share a child together. Ms. Jackson further advised that the defendant grabbed her around her upper torso and neck and pulled her violently to the floor, causing visible injuries, an abrasion to her right side of her face and swelling. The defendant ran from the police and refused to follow police commands. At this point, the state recommends a signature bond through pretrial services, a stay away from the incident location, no alcohols, drugs, or weapons while out on bond, no further contact with Gabrielle Jackson, and family violence intervention program. Our victim advocates were unable to get in touch with Ms. Jackson. If the court could sound for her.
I'm sorry, I'm here.
Okay, yes, Ms. Jackson, I'll need for you to activate your camera so that I can see where you are. Oh, yeah. Are you on the Queen's iPhone?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Jackson, if you'd like to speak with the court, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Stop.
you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Just basically we just had a altercation. The police came to my apartment. He asked me what was going on. I explained to him what was going on. He asked me what did he want me to do? What did I want him to do about the situation? I just told him that I just wanted him to recover my phone. He looked at me and he told me, okay. And he walked out of my back door and told me to lock my door, and that was it. He told me he was going to try to recover my phone.
Okay, so you want Mr. Jackson back in the household?
Yes, we have 3 kids together. I'm currently on my last strike with work today. I had to call off yesterday and I had to call off today. If I do not show up in the morning, that will be considered as a no call, no show, and I will be fired. I don't have no one else out here. He's my only help. Like I said, we just had a misunderstanding, and I told the police officer I did not want to press charges. I wasn't trying to do anything. I just wanted my phone.
Has this ever happened before?
This has happened when we were younger. We was probably like 17 or 18 years old. Like, we 30 now, so we passed and we are beyond it.
Okay, are you afraid of him?
Of course not.
Okay. Thank you for being here, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 32 years old. He is the father of 3 minor children. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. This incident allegedly happened March 4th. He was arrested on the 13th in Cobb County, I think for a window tint violation, but really for these warrants, Your Honor, he has also missed work. He's worried about losing his job. He's lived in Georgia all his life. I have no I would ask for a signature bond through the jail so that he can get out as soon as possible. I object to the stay away and no further contact. You've heard from the witness, and I would object to an FVIP. The complaining witness has stated that it was a misunderstanding and she didn't even want to press charges. Nothing further.
And for the battery, family violence, a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial. For the obstruction, a $500 signature bond through pretrial, both level 1. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Ms. Jackson, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Varner. You also, Ms. Jackson.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Next one is gonna go to position number 1, Mr. Josiah Agnew.
Good afternoon, Mr. Agnew. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Agnew, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001913E with theft by taking. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2022. Possession of a controlled substance, possession of a firearm during a commission, possession of cocaine out of Cobb, a resident of South Carolina, according to that booking sheet.
Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 7, 2024. Ayanna Smith reported that Josiah Agnew took her Apple MacBook from her apartment while she was at work sometime between the hours of 7:45 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Mr. Agnew is a childhood friend of Miss Smith. She allowed him to spend the night at her apartment. She left him there when she went to work. During the day, Mr. Agnew sent pictures of him wearing some of her clothes. When she returned home that evening, she found the clothes and the MacBook were gone. Mr. Agnew has since stopped all communication with Ms. Smith and has posted some images on social media with the clothing. Our office did speak with Ms. Smith. She says that she's known Mr. Agnew since high school. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She has not yet received her MacBook back. That some of Mr. Agnew's friends have been contacting her since he's been arrested. She wants no contact, wants him to stay away from the residence. The state is requesting a $1,000 surety bond, Your Honor. No further contact with Ayanna Smith. Stay away from 903 Huff Road, Northwest Atlanta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And I do believe Ms. Smith is on Zoom, Your Honor, for sound for her at this time.
Ms. Smith, if you would like to address
Hello.
the court. Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. If you'd like to address the court, I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. The other right hand?
Oh, sorry.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
I just wanted to address everything that Mr. Graham, is that right? Sorry. Everything that Mr. Graham stated was correct. I told the detective when I spoke with the detective, I just want my MacBook back. I don't care to press charges if he literally just gives it back, if he just returns it to me. But as long as he continues to have it and ignore me and, kind of do as whatever he pleases with my MacBook, which I don't know because I don't have access to it. I tried to be a good friend, tried to allow him to stay at my house while he's kicked out of his house. I called his mom. She's aware that I put out the warrant. She's aware that he's been taken into custody as well. And she said that she was fine with me putting out the warrant, being that he didn't return my belongings. So as long as I don't have my MacBook or anything like that, I would like to continue to press charges. But if he has it and he can return it, I would like for him just to return it and then everything else will be fine. Because I have a lot of sentimental things on there that I need. I don't even care about the clothing items that he took. I really just care about my MacBook. That's all.
Mr. Cook?
Your Honor, my client denies the allegations as stated in the accusation. We would be seeking, we have no objection to any of the stay away and contact provisions. We would be seeking a signature bond through whatever level the court deems appropriate.
Okay. It will be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Ms. Smith. Stay away from the Huff Road address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you all.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 7. That's gonna be Mr. Medeiros, position number 7.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Medeiros. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 001919Y with battery and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
9th arrest, 2019 probation, 2019 stalking, criminal damage to property, 2013 battery, DV dismissed.
Mr. Graham?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on April 15, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a dispute call at the Newburgh ATL Apartments. It's located 761 Morosco Drive, Northeast in Atlanta. Upon arrival, they spoke with Taisha Ray. She advised that she and Kayron Medeiros, who was her ex-boyfriend, were in a verbal dispute that became physical when he struck her in the face. After the incident, she jumped over the first floor balcony in order to get away from him as he was standing by the front door. The officer noticed visible swelling on her face. Officer also spoke with the security guard at the property who stated that he saw Mr. Medeiros push Miss Ray and that he attempted to intervene. At that point, Mr. Medeiros became aggressive, began to charge at him, at which point the security guard put out his baton and struck him in the leg twice. As the investigation was underway, Mr. Medeiros walked near the location. The officer noticed him, made contact with him, asked if he was involved in the dispute. He responded he was. During the officer's attempt to detain him and to speak further about the incident, he refused to give the officer's other arm. Eventually made his way through the apartment gate. The officer had to take him down, at which point was placed into custody. He did complain of pain in the leg, which was consistent with the security guards, the strike from the security guards baton. Our office has spoken with Miss Ray. She says they are no longer in a relationship. They do not live together. They share no children. She confirmed the events in the warrant, stated that during the altercation, Ms. Medeiros also choked her. She was unable to breathe, but did not feel like she was going to lose consciousness. She also had a black eye. She said this was the first time that he had been violent towards her, that she is in fear of him. She does not wish to continue any contact in the process of filing a TPO. She wants him to stay away from the residence, and that he will need a one-time law enforcement escort to retrieve his belongings. The state is requesting $2,000 surety bond, Your Honor, $1,500 on the battery, $500 on the obstruction. No further contact with Taisha Ray. Stay away from the Newburgh ATL apartment, 761 Morosco Drive. We're also requesting a 2-day anger awareness, Your Honor. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. And if we may sound for Ms. Ray at this time.
Taisha Ray is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. It appears so. Mr. Cook? You're on mute.
My client denies the allegations. He would have no objection to a stay away, no further contact. He lives, in fact, at a different address. We would be asking for a signature bond through pretrial, and we would object to the anger awareness provision.
And for the battery, it would be a $2,500 surety bond through pretrial level 1. For the obstruction, a $500 signature bond through pretrial level 1 makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Taisha Ray. Stay away from her residence. He can go back there on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Mr. Medeiros. You're welcome.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 5, Mr. Willie Keeley. Position number 5.
Afternoon, Mr. Keeley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 24 CR 001912Y with battery family violence. Is there a history?
You said Keeley?
Yes, position 5.
79. Got an open battery out of Fulton. According to this. Well, let me ask you this. Where did he get arrested at? Because they got his last date of arrest is April 8th.
incident allegedly occurred on December 2023.
What's the jurisdiction?
Mr. Graham?
Your Honor, I think when I was looking it up, I think he may have been arrested in Lowndes County and then was transported to Fulton County on this open charge.
Because they got the date of arrest is April 8th. For the battery. I don't know if I don't know. 2023 fleeing an officer suspended license. 2020 simple battery conviction FTA. 2018 parole and 2013 domestic battery conviction.
Your Honor, from what I saw, in the information given to us, he was arrested April 8th by the East Point Police Department on this charge.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cook. Mr. Graham?
I think, Your Honor, this incident took place December 26, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a dispute call at 2291 Kentucky Court, apartment number 2 in Atlanta. Upon arrival, Shayla Brooks advised that an argument with her husband, Willie Keeley, became physical when he hit her in the lip with a closed fist. Mr. Keeley then fled the residence. The officer did observe an abrasion on the inside of the upper lip. Your Honor, based on the history, the state is requesting a $2,000 surety bond, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Shayla Brooks, stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Our office has not been in touch with Ms. Brooks, so if we may song for her at this time, Your Honor.
Shayla Brooks is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook? Okay, you're on mute again, Mr. Cook.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We've been at the jail for 10 weeks and they've been running the problem. He was arrested April 8th, according to the documents and that came along with the booking report by the East Point Police Department on the charge of battery. So we're looking at that is whatever that is. That's 8 days, I guess. So we would be looking for a signature only bond. We have no objection to any stay away or no further contact provision.
Okay, it'll be a $5,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Shayla Brooks, stay away from the Kentucky court address, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Keeley.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 4, Mr. Christopher Howard.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Howard. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Howard, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001916E with battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Yes.
No, not you, Mr. Christopher Howard, Mr. Toussaint Howard.
Third arrest, 2023 robbery, terroristic threats. That's open in Superior Court. That's it.
Your Honor, this incident took place on December 28th of 2022. Law enforcement responded to a fight call at CSL Plasma, which is located 1043 Cleveland Avenue in East Point. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with Carol Williams. She was an employee at the time and advised that Christopher Howard became upset when she told him that he would not be able to donate that at that time. She ended up getting the security officer, Marcus Woodard, when Mr. Howard would not calm down. The two explained to him again that he would not be able to donate, and while he was leaving, he quickly turned around and punched Miss Williams in the face and ran out. The security guard was able to kind of wrestle him down. He eventually broke free and ran out of the door. Our office has been in touch with Miss Williams, Your Honor. She was a nurse at CSL Plasma at the time. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She also told us that Mr. Howard punched her so hard and into the wall that she has suffered traumatic brain injury since and bleeding in the brain. Since this incident, she's not been able to return to work. She's been under care of a neurologist. She often forgets things. She has anxiety attacks and concussion headaches. She is forwarding her medical information to our office, and our office is seeking to upgrade this charge. She does want no contact with the defendant. She does say she will be on Zoom. Based on the nature of the incident, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $2,500 surety bond, a one-day anger awareness course, no further contact with Carol Williams, stay away from CSL Plasma at 1043 Cleveland Avenue in East Point, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And if we may sound for Ms. Carol Williams, Your Honor.
Ms. Williams, I see you there. If you would like to address the court, I need for you to activate your camera for me. And I'll have to swear you in. You, of course, don't have to address the court if you choose not to.
Yes, I want to. Let me get my camera. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I need to see you, Ms. Williams.
I'm trying to undo it. Okay, can you see me?
Okay. Yes, I can see you now. If you'll raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Okay, yes, ma'am, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Your Honor, thank you for this opportunity. I wanted to say, if you would take in consideration when you make your decision, how much his actions has impacted my life. 37 and a half years as a nurse, love doing what I did as a passion. And now that has come to an end because of this young man's action. I love doing what I do. And even on that day at CSL, and just think that he needs help. I never thought I'd be in this situation where some days I don't even know what I had to eat. Some days I don't even know if I ate. Some days I can't remember if I ate or if I had something. Some days I have to call a family member just to remind me of certain things. And it's very traumatic, the anxiety that I have of even going into a room and making sure I'm positioned by the door where I can run. Because the day that he was there, I was positioned in a corner, and the way we have the patient sit, he was by the door. So the only reason I think I was able to get out and could have been worse is I saw his demeanor change, and I saw how aggressive he started to look. And I knew, as we were taught as nurses, when we see that, to get up, and I knew then to get up and open the door. And one of my coworkers saw his demeanor and sent for security. But one of the things I'm most thankful for and helped me through all of this is the fact that it could have been worse, because the security guard that he tussled was one of our security guard and only security guard that has a gun. So, he could have taken his gun and shot us. So I'm most grateful for that he didn't, because if he was that bold to hit me like he did, and he swung back and hit me with a closed fist. So I'm very terrified. I hate that my nursing career is over with. I'm only 50 some years old and still have more years before retirement. But I want him to know what he's done, his actions. I'm not only old enough to be his mother, but his grandmother. And I wanted nothing more than to help him. And me telling him no was not being mean. Me telling him no was for a reason, that he could not donate.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Williams. I hope you have a successful recovery.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, Mr. Cook.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 22 years old. He's currently enrolled at Georgia State University. He is employed, working his way through school. He denies the allegations. And once again, we have this 72-hour issue. He was arrested in East Point on April the 9th on these charges, and here we are on the 16th. So the statute can be unclear as to what ought to be done, but it's there for a reason. So we would be seeking a signature bond. We have no issue with any stay away or no contact provisions.
It'll be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2 per judge. 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Ms. Williams, stay away from the CSO plasma location, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you all.
Next, we have position 10, Ms. Todd. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Officer Milton. Let's see, and this is Ms. Todd. Good afternoon, Ms. Todd. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Todd, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001922H with simple battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2019 shoplifting, no-lo.
Judge, this incident occurred on January 12th, 2024. Officers were called to Kipps Drive Academy located at 1444 Lucille Avenue Southwest in Atlanta. Upon arrival, they spoke with the school social worker, whose name is Miss Lanita Snyder, regarding an incident involving a student and the defendant, who was a former teacher at that time. She advised that around 9 a.m. that morning, the juvenile was apprehensive to return to defendant's classroom because of an earlier incident with him spilling something on the floor. The juvenile physically resisted returning to the classroom, at which point the defendant grabbed him by the arm to force him into the classroom. In response to being grabbed, the juvenile's body went limp, at which point the defendant grabbed the juvenile by the ankles and physically dragged him into the classroom. The victim is obviously 10 years old. Our office has been in touch with his father, who I believe will be on the Zoom. He stated that this is not the first time the victim has complained about the defendant grabbing him in an aggressive manner, and he does want no contact with his son. The state recommends a signature bond through pretrial services, a stay away from Kipps Drive Academy, no alcohols, drugs, or weapons, a 1-day anger awareness, and no further contact with the victim. And if the court may sound for the victim's father at this time, his name is Roderick Streeter.
If Mr. Roderick Streeter is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Atai?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 23 years old. She has lived in Georgia all her life. She's a high school graduate who earned her associate's degree and is in school right now pursuing a degree in early childhood education. She does firmly deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. She states that she was working as a paraprofessional in a special education classroom at the time, and there were 2 other teachers in the classroom. She states that she has witness statements from them stating that that what's in the warrant did not happen. She is, of course, working in the special education classroom. She did state that she was, let the administration at the school know that she does not have restraint training and was not really equipped to deal with students who were on 504 plans, who are at risk of leaving the classroom, running out of the school building, or harming themselves. She was doing her best, Your Honor, as a special education parapro in that classroom. She does, again, deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. I would ask for a signature bond through the jail. I would object to an anger awareness in this case. She's fine with the stay away and no further contact, of course. Nothing further.
Okay. It will be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail, stay away from the academy on Lucille Avenue, no further contact with the alleged victim, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Todd.
Thank you. Next, we have position 2, Ms. Jasmine Hightower.
Your Honor, I just want to say, if you're smoking on this camera, please mute your camera screen. Do not smoke. This is still a courtroom.
Thank you, Norris. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Let's see. Good afternoon, Ms. Hightower. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Thank you. Ms. Hightower, you've been charged in case 24 CR 001914D with battery. Is there a history?
Second arrest, 2021 ag assault, 2 counts of reckless conduct and trespass out of Carrollton. Appears to be open.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on December 28, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a fight call at 3710 Leisure Lane, South Fulton. Upon arrival, Kalina Williams advised that her ex-girlfriend, Jasmine Hightower, arrived at her house unannounced, and she was attacked by Ms. Hightower after she asked her to leave. Ms. Hightower pushed her, then began to choke her with one hand, struck her in the face, causing her to a laceration to her lip and bleeding. Ms. Williams' brother-in-law intervened and was able to instruct Ms. Hightower to leave. The incident was also witnessed by Ms. Williams' grandmother. Our office has been in touch with Ms. Williams. She says that she and Ms. Hightower are no longer in a relationship. They do not live together. She stated the incident location is her residence. She confirmed the events in the warrant. Confirmed that Ms. Hightower attempted to choke her, but she was able to breathe and did not lose consciousness. That they've had some violence in the past. This is the first time the police have been involved. She said they have had contact since this incident. There's been no violence. She's not in fear of Ms. Hightower, and she's okay with no violent contact, but would like to stay away from the residence. The state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Kalina Williams, stay away from 3710 Leisure Lane, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond, and if we may sound from Miss Kalina Williams, I believe she's logged in.
Kalina Williams would like to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. If you'll raise your right hand for me, ma'am. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down, Ms. Williams. What would you like to tell the court?
I would like to tell the court that Jasmine and I have we have broken up. We have communicated after the incident and has not been violent, has been very cordial. I would hope that she can just go on to live her life. I don't want her to have any like jail time. I don't wish her any ill will or anything like that. Like I'm fine with the communication that we have, which has been pleasant. And I don't want to pursue any charges on it.
Thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Williams. We appreciate it. Mr. Cook?
Yes, in light of the statement by Ms. Williams, we have no objection to no further violent contact. We would object to an anger awareness course. We would be seeking a signature bond through the jail.
Okay, it will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Ms. Williams. Stay away from the Leisure Lane address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
This would be perjurous due to the open ag assault.
Okay. Let's see. I see that Ms. Chancey is on the line. Who's representing Mr. Martinez?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, so if we can place courtroom 1, Mr. Cook and Ms. Chancey into a breakout room, please.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. And I know that we still have Peters left, who there was a breakout room requested for. So are those the last? I think those are the last 2 on the calendar, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so why don't while Mr. Cook is in a breakout room with courtroom 1 and Ms. Chancey, let's see if I could go into a breakout room with Ms. Atai. Who has position number 9? Who's presenting for the state?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, so Stesiano, anyone else need to be in the breakout room? Mr. Walker?
Mr. Walker's on. He can come in too.
Okay, Judge.
And can we include SG Denise as well, please?
Give me that name again, Mr. Walker.
SG Denise. She has her hand raised.
Sure.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
No problem. Ma'am, is your name
Yes.
Valerie Peters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
I am about to ask you to go into the breakout room. Hold on for me.
Okay, we are back with Mr. Peters. We've had an opportunity, Mr. Peters, I've had an opportunity to discuss your case in detail, not only with the solicitor, but also with your attorney and with your wife. At this point in time, and this is, again, it's only a bond hearing. The bond will be $5,000 per charge, a surety bond. So it'll be a total of a $10,000 surety bond. Requesting that you receive a mental health evaluation, which your attorney will prepare and get to me. You are to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're out on bond. If you do have any weapons that are in your household have to be surrendered. And no further or no violent contact with Valerie Peters. I have also requested of Miss Atai that if she can arrange some type of, or if you all working with you, Mrs. Peters, if you all can arrange some type of mental health evaluation that he can be transferred to immediately upon leaving the jail. They can assess him to whether or not he needs inpatient or outpatient treatment. I will reconsider a bond modification to release him to get that mental health treatment. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Peters.
I'm sorry. Can I have someone? I'm just a little confused about the whole process. This is not
Okay, I understand.
something
So
I understand.
if you can place your phone number into the chat, I'll have Miss Atai give you a call so that you can ask her any questions that you might have. Do you have her number already, Miss Atai? You're on mute.
I have your number. I'll call you.
Okay. All right. Very good. Good luck to you, Miss Peters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. I guess they are still in the breakout room with the other case. So as soon as
They're back now, Your Honor.
oh, very good. Right on time. You swear or affirm you'll translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. And let's see, is Mr. Cook back?
Señor Cook, he's got to be on his way.
Okay, I'm sure he is. Okay, there you go. Good afternoon, Mr. Martinez. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Buenas tardes, señor. Soy el juez Eric Morrow y esta es la audiencia de lista de causas estatales de trámite rápido. Estamos conduciendo esta teleaudiencia a distancia. ¿Está de acuerdo que tratemos su caso de este modo?
Sí, claro.
Yes, of course.
You have been charged with battery family violence.
Usted tiene un cargo de golpes y lesiones, violencia familiar.
Yes. Who's presenting? Mr. Graham, are you presenting?
Yes, Your Honor, my apologies.
Okay, go ahead.
This incident took place April 10th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to 869 Roswell Creek Lane in Roswell.
Este incidente ocurrió el 10 de abril del 2024 en la dirección desde donde se llamó del 258 Old Holcomb Bridge Way in Roswell.
Upon arrival, the officer spoke with Esmeralda Martinez, who advised that her husband, Adolfo Martinez, an argument with her husband, Adolfo Martinez, became physical when he grabbed her by the throat and by the arms and threw her to the ground.
Los oficiales se contactaron con Esmeralda Martínez, quien declaró que había una discusión con su marido y se volvió física, tomándola él del cuello, los brazos y tirándola al suelo.
He also slapped her. The officer noticed visible swelling and a scrape on her knee.
Él también dijo que le dio una cachetada y los oficiales observaron rasguños e inflamación en la rodilla.
Our office has not been in contact with Ms. Martinez.
Los oficiales no han tenido contacto con la señora Martínez.
Our office is requesting a $1,500 surety bond. No further contact with Esmeralda Martinez. Stay away from 869 Roswell Creek Lane. At FVIP, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
One moment, please. Entonces, se recomienda una sentencia. Se recomienda una sentencia de $1,500 bajo garantía, no tener más contacto con la víctima, mantenerse distanciado de la dirección del incidente, tomar una clase sobre violencia familiar y queda prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté bajo fianza.
Mr. Howard, does he have a history?
¿Hay antecedentes, señor Howard?
No.
¿No?
Mr. Cook?
Señor Cook?
Your Honor, my client is 27 years old.
Mi cliente tiene 27 años, su señoría.
He's been in the Atlanta area for about 7 years.
Ha estado en el área de Atlanta durante 7 años.
And he works building fences.
Él trabaja en la construcción de cercos.
He and Miss Martinez have a 1-year-old child.
Él y la señora Martínez tienen un niño de 1 año. Perdón, de 7 años. I'm sorry.
I spoke through the interpreter with Miss Martinez a few moments ago.
Yo hablé a través de la intérprete con la señora Martínez.
But it seemed it was going to be very difficult for her to, since she didn't have the Zoom application, it would have been very difficult for her to join us.
Debido a que no tenía una aplicación de Zoom, iba a ser muy complicado para que ella se presenciara aquí en la plataforma de Zoom.
What she related to me was that she wants Mr. Martinez home and that she is not in fear of Mr. Martinez.
Lo que ella me dejó saber es que ella quiere que el señor Martínez vuelva a la casa y que no le teme al señor Martínez.
And she needs him home because he's the breadwinner for them and their 1-year-old, their 7-year-old child.
Ella necesita que el señor Martínez regrese a la casa porque él es el que provee el sustento financiero para ella y el niño.
They do not live at the incident location. They live at a different location. The residents at a different location.
Ellos no viven en ese lugar donde ocurrió el accidente, sino en otra dirección.
For the record, Your Honor, I will ask for a stay away from the residence and as opposed to the incident location. And our office hasn't been in touch with them. That'll be the state's recommendation.
La recomendación es que se mantenga distanciado de la residencia, ya que no nos hemos podido contactar con la víctima.
Okay. A $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
Le otorga una sentencia de $3,000 bajo firma en el nivel 1 a través de los servicios previos al juicio.
1-day anger awareness.
Tiene que tomar una clase de concientización de la ira.
No further violent contact with Ms. Martinez.
Queda prohibido el contacto violento con la señora Martínez.
No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Y se prohíbe el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté bajo fianza con libertad.
Good luck to you, Mr. Martinez.
Buena suerte, señor Martínez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Gracias, su señoría.
All right. Ms. Chancey, thank you again, as always, for your help this afternoon.
You're welcome. Have a good evening, sir.
Do the same.
Thank you.
And it looks like we've completed the 2 o'clock calendar. And whenever you're ready, Ms. Bridgewater.
Yes.
Judge,
Okay,
may
once
I-
again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is April 30th. Position number 1 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. 3 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 4 is reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. Position 5 is reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. Position 6, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 7 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 8, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 9 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $10,000 good bond. 10 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. And 11 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Judge, I have one case on my calendar that was not called. It's a bindover from Hapeville. His name is Demond DeWalt. Do you have him on any of your lists?
We don't do the bindovers.
Oh, just kidding.
Okay. All right. Anything
I'm
further this
sorry.
afternoon?
Position number 9, what was the bond amount? I apologize.
You're fine.
Position number 9 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $10,000 good bond. It's $5,000 on each count.
And position number 6.
Position number 6. Position number 6 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any others?
That's it for me.
Okay. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
Have a
See you
good
next
one.
time.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
It's a master over here.